hump day. Yeah. It's Wednesday, so obviously the first thing you have to do is get your hump on, but immediately right after, gotta step into the goddess realm. How's it going today? Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are up and at 'em. I know it's a little bit later in the day. I gotta be honest with you. I am so incredibly hyped today. So, a couple of things. First off, let's social up, and then we gotta talk about yesterday. Got a little hectic, didn't it? Check a lug, hit like when you're done. You know the deal. So, first off, I have one of those like hashtag sorry not sorry type situations where I went on a total rampage yesterday. My husband was like, is that when you were yelling on your live stream? And I'm like, I wasn't yelling. I was emphasizing very strongly. So, couple things. I just really have to apologize. I don't want to ever offend anyone, to be disrespectful to anyone. I get very passionate. But I also realized that there was a part of me that was like, part of that was ego driven. So I don't want to be operating out of ego. But I say sorry, not sorry, because I apologize for the delivery of the message. But at the end of the day, it was like, it was still true. I stand behind the words that I used. And again, but I don't ever want anybody to feel offended. One thing that I understand is the type of person that I am. Sometimes as we were talking, the last few days about electromagnetic field, it can be pretty, I guess the word I'm trying not to use, but the word that it actually is it can be pretty forceful. And so the last thing I ever want to do is to use force, because that creates resistance or repulsion, right? So I want to work with people, not push, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely apologize for anyone who felt pushed or overwhelmed or offended by yesterday's like tirade. I think it was more like a half-hour tirade of blah. So I love you. I really do. I meant it out of love. I truly did. Good morning, Nicole, by the way. And so I just wanted to get that out of the way. And I spent a lot of time thinking about it last night. And I'm like, do I go delete it? And I was like, my guides were just like, do what you need to do in the spirit realm to correct whatever it is that you did wrong. But at the end of the day, I stand by it. I'm sorry, I have my stone here. I've had to really make sure that I am grounding before I start my live streams. So I've got like a plethora of stones, like literally all around me. But this gosh darn jasper, I love it so much. It's a gorgeous little stone, but it doesn't have like a real great flat surface. So when it sits on my desk, it's like, it rattles. Okay. Let's dive in. Thank you, God. Thank you to our angels. Thank you to our goddesses, our fairies, our guides for the amazing guidance and direction, how you've been really taking us much deeper than where we've been the last few days. Or the last few days, you've taken us deeper than where we've been in the past. We recognize that you are absolutely preparing us and getting us ready for this next new moon cycle or this next phase. We ask that you continue to guide and direct our message, make it clear and concise for everyone to understand. Make it applicable so that we all know how to understand, to apply it within our own lives. And finally, we ask that anyone who hear this message be blessed by it. All these many things we ask in an abundance of unconditional love. Amen. All right, so let's dive in. I'm going to adjust. I'm sorry, guys. That's just bothering me. There we go. Just a tish. So let's see what we got going here. Who are we talking to? I think we're going to talk to our goddesses. We're going to start with our goddesses. Okay, thank you, goddesses. Good morning. What is it that you have for the goddess realm today? What do you have for the goddess realm today? What do we need to know? I'm not sure. I think we're getting 3 cards from this deck. Cut the deck, cut the deck, cut the deck. Okay, that cut in an odd place, but apparently that's where it was supposed to be. 1, 2, and 3. Whoa, this is kind of... And here's why I'm freaking out, because I made sure that I shuffled. I made sure that I shuffled. Nicole says, "Good morning. I haven't gotten to yesterday's read yet, but I'm sure whatever your tirade was about, it would have been right there with. I would have been right there with you. LOL. I hope so." It was just about, you know me. I'm very passionate about this. I am goddess life, and it was really just a tirade about how much God-given power we have, and how oftentimes people walk around feeling unempowered. And I kind of went on to this religion tirade, and it wasn't to knock religion, because I actually think that religion is helpful in the world. It's a great thing. It's just that, when these practices first started, they were all about connecting self with the divine. And as man and his power and influence came in, and his greed in particular, religion then turned into, this certitude of, hoping and wishing and praying, and I have to follow this strict set of rules. And if I don't, nothing, and if these things don't match these rules, then I'm going to hell. And, but really at the end of the day, if we, even in religion, were to read our religious doctrine, our religious books, we would understand that God told us directly, I give you all the power and control and the dominion over this earth and the things on it. So, loves. What's that? There you go. People do loves. All right, so let's dive into our first card. And again, I'm like, what? Because I know that I shuffled ahead of time, and then I shuffled, just now in front of you. So the first card we have today is Sarasvati, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. Express yourself through creative activities. Oh my gosh, I just recognized something about this card that I hadn't really paid attention to in the past. So the main things that we see with Sarasvati, obviously she's playing an instrument. The other thing that I love in particular is that she's playing it near the water. She's got her foot in the lily petal, or in the lily flower, in the lily period, I guess. They could have, I mentioned this, was it yesterday that we got this card, that her foot could have been placed anywhere. Could have been in the water, it could have been up on the bank, it could have been on the lily pad, but it's specifically in the flower. And to me, what I see when I see this is it's representing, as we express ourselves creatively, that we are blooming into who that soul self is, the true self, right? Who we really are. Now, the other thing we talked about was when we got this card, we got Lakshmi, and we talked about how one of the things that I had come into understanding recently was a lot of times when we see these, we see it a lot even with like pictures of Jesus, or portraits, or I guess illustrations. It wouldn't technically be a picture, but like illustrations of Jesus. We see it in Lakshmi. We saw it also in, who else was it? Green Tara. And I'm seeing this again with Sarasvati. Okay, so we're looking in particular at the sun. The sun could be placed anywhere in the picture, but it's behind her head. And so we take that kind of as a sign of illumination, right? We see it, and I don't want to freak anybody out or to be weird, but we even see it like sometimes behind Baphomet, So we see it in all aspects, from all around, whether you're in religion, outside of religion, different beliefs. But a lot of times, again, it tends to represent like an illumination of the mind, of consciousness, coming into a higher level of consciousness. So what I love is we've been getting this card a million times, right? This is not the first time we've gotten Sarasvati. But as we get deeper and deeper into our readings, we're getting deeper and deeper understanding. I see how our guides kind of had to start us off with the fluffy stuff, but now there's more and more coming out of it. So again, this first card, express yourself through creative activities. In expressing yourself, really what I'm getting in particular is it helps you to connect to your divine self, your true self, to your life purpose. And in doing so, allowing yourself to express, to breathe, to flow, to be, then in doing so, you also get greater understanding, greater clarity, greater insight in your conscious mind, in your spiritual realm, in your mental realm, in your emotional realm. You just get greater clarity, greater insight. All right, so our next card, I love this card. Freya, bold, unleash your adventurous side, take risks and be daring. Now, here's the other thing. Again, I swear we just got this card, like Sunday, Monday? And keep in mind, guys, I'm doing goddess readings throughout the week in between our readings, so these cards are getting shuffled a lot. So I say that to say, we're getting constant messages. There's a reason why. Like our goddesses are screaming at us. Unleash your adventurous side. take risks, be daring. So not only are we expressing ourselves creatively, we're unleashing our wild side, our adventurous side. One of the messages that I got personally about this is your wild side, your adventurous side, your untamed divine. Remember we talked about that with Goddess Freya in the crystal amber about a month and a half ago. Your untamed divine is that it's not savage. It's not, you know, without bearings. You know, it's just your wild side. Like, it may appear wild to other people who are caught up in, you know, what is socially appropriate, you know, but to you it may feel natural, it may feel free. Dare to dream. I'm gonna check this real quick. Nicole says, yep, right there with you. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. Exactly. You feel me, girl. I know you feel me. So Freya is telling us, bold, be bold, unleash your wild side. There's something within you, especially now that you have gone through and you've gone through that initial healing, that initial shedding light on the shadow and healing it, integrating your divine masculine with your divine feminine to become the divine sun child. Now that you've got a different perspective, now that you're expressing yourself creatively and you're coming into a higher level of consciousness, a higher level of understanding, both mentally and spiritually, now it's time to unleash that adventurous side. Because you're no longer operating from a place of fear and lack. Now you're operating from the place of love and joy and abundance and happiness, right? Archangel Michael, Artemis, they've all told us a million times we are protected. We, our loved ones, and our households are protected. So it is okay. It's time to unleash, to be free, to speak your truth. One of the things I did yesterday that was kind of a big deal for me, and I think for a lot of people it probably wouldn't seem like a big deal, is I'm live in the groups, I'm live on my business pages, but I don't go live on my personal page too often. And yesterday I kind of decided that I am just going to declare what it is, who I am, what it is that I'm here to do, and if you need me, I'm here. If you need someone like me, I can recommend someone else to you or go to someone else, but I'm here. And for me, that was a really bold thing to stand in. It's one thing to be in front of strangers. It's something else to be in front of your cheerleaders. It's a whole other thing to be in front of people who are like, wait, who are you? What are you talking about? What's going on? To stand and be like, this is me. Ah, you know, it was almost like bearing my soul, but it was something that honestly at the end, I was a little nervous at the beginning, but at the end I felt so free and liberated. And my big thing was, I want to put into the world what I want to create, right? How am I supposed to build a business if nobody knows what I'm doing, right? I have to be bold. I have to unleash my adventurous side. I had to do it being me. I didn't dress up in a suit. I was in, same thing you guys saw me in, a bikini and a tank top. Be bold, whatever your bold, adventurous side is. Now is the time to do it. Because again, we are now operating from that place of love, that place of abundance. We lack for nothing. We are protected. And then finally, we have Mary Magdalene. Unconditional love. And I don't want to say finally because I'm not 100% sure this is our last card yet. But unconditional love. Love yourself, others, in every situation, regardless of what the appearances may be. Love yourself, others, in every situation, regardless of what the appearance may be. So I think I really don't want to talk about that card without talking about these two cards with it. Come on, Freya. There we go. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. And really, at the end of the day, and I'm going to get me out of the way, guys. Really, at the end of the day, when you're expressing yourself creatively and you're being bold, the big thing to remember is you don't have to worry or you don't have to freak out about what it looks like, right? Love yourself enough, love others enough to share your gift with them. Love yourself enough to let your gift be free, to be adventurous. Love others enough to share your gift with them, because I guarantee there are people in this world who need what you have to offer. And again, don't judge the situation. Move this out of the way. No matter what the outward appearance may be. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to fix one more thing. There we go. That way you can see the whole card. Love yourself others in every situation, no matter what the outward appearance may be. And again, one thing we always talk about with this Mary Magdalene card in particular is she's got the receptacle right there at her heart chakra. So one of the things that I'm really hearing with this is as you're expressing yourself creatively, as you're unleashing your adventurous side, you're allowing your heart to fill with your desires, with the love that the universe has for you, with that divine light. And as you do so and you unleash yourself, you express yourself, you can now, it makes it easier to love yourself. It makes it easier to view others in each situation through unconditional love, not through the lens of judgment, not through the lens of lack or the lens of fear, right? These three cards just really go hand in hand and hand in hand. Okay, our fairies are talking. What you got for us? I feel like our fairies are going to have an action card for us. Thank you, fairies. Ooh, hello. Okay, one more. Two more. What do you have for the goddess realm today? Oh my goodness. Calm down. I literally just heard, calm down, Sharita. What do you have for the goddess realm today? Okay, there are two more cards. Y'all are going to trip when you see these two. I don't know what the first one is. Are they in this order? They're in this order. Okay. Wow! First of all, for those of us who love purple, you're going to love this. Your desire is within reach. Have faith as everything is working out in your favor. Your desire is within your reach. Have faith as everything is working out in your favor. Now, how many times have we been told over the last week and a half, don't worry about what you see on the outside? There was a couple of days ago, we just got a reading where we got 3 cards. 3 cards that told us, don't worry about what it looks like on the outside. Everything is working out. Your dreams are coming true. Open your heart. Guys, hold on. Do you see what I see real quick? What is she doing? She's expressing herself creatively. Specifically, she's playing in music. Nicole, you're right, that card is beautiful. She's playing music. How many times have we been told through oh gosh, I always say Athena. It's not Athena. It's not Artemis. Okay, anyway, how many times have we been told to express ourselves through song, through dancing, through creative writing? And specifically, your desire is within reach. Have faith as everything is working out in your favor. See if I can bend this down just a little bit. There we go. Have faith as everything is working out in your favor. And specifically, they could have showed her hanging out in the meadow. They could have showed her, playing amongst the trees. They show her, like, being creative, right? She's unleashed her wild side. She's, like, playing her recorder, her little flute, in the middle of the forest. She's just belting it out, letting it do its thing. Have faith as everything is working out in your favor. That is awesome. The next card, and we've gotten this so much lately. Travel. An upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in positive ways. An upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in positive ways. Sorry guys, I know I'm moving this a lot. I'm just trying to line it up. And again, what have we talked about in particular? Where's my pen? We've got the light coming from her head. So we see her at her starting point, right? We see her destination clear off in the distance. Kind of, it looks, and let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. It almost looks like a castle. You see that? So we have her destination, which is also illuminated, or, we've been using the analogy of the mountaintop, having the clarity from the mountaintop. So we see she's got her divinely guided intuition, and she's using it to light the antlers of the elk. I don't know what that is. But in particular, what is she doing now? Now she's going to go down this path. And the entire path is not illuminated, right? But her destination is. And she's being led by her divine guidance, her divine intuition. And she looks pretty bold. She's like, she's not sitting there all dainty, you know, riding side saddle like, oh me, oh my, where's my escort? Like, she's like, come on, giddy up, let's go. So I think for some of you, this might be an actual physical trip where you go somewhere and you're like, holy cow. I mean, I know a couple of you last month, we got this card in particular, and a couple of you last month, it was so amazing, where you had trips literally at the same time. And they literally were, in some ways, life-changing, right? In a positive way at that. So I think for some, it literally is going to be a physical trip. I think for others, it's going to be let me say this with a grain of salt. It's going to be a journey. I don't want to say a trip within your mind. It's going to be a journey within your mind. And it's going to allow you to follow your divinely guided intuition. Guys, remember recently we've been getting the Steampunk Priestess card. And in particular, we noticed the Steampunk Priestess has on glasses. But then she's got this little center part of her glasses that's like a lens on her third eye. So we're being told over and over and over again to not necessarily worry about what you see around you, right? To trust your divinely guided intuition. Love yourself, others, you know, in every situation, no matter what the appearances may be. Keep yourself in a place of love. Stay in a place of unconditional love. Let me be clear when I say that. Unconditional love. All right, and then I think this is going to be our last card today. And this is so amazing. I got this card. I've been getting this card personally in other decks recently as well. Be yourself. Be yourself. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. Be yourself. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis of your personal power. Be yourself. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis of your personal power. And one thing that I'm really hearing about this is so many times, you know, we've been getting a lot of cards telling us to do research. Maybe it's something that you're looking into, but we start looking around and we do some comparison. Like, oh my God, look at the person who's already doing this. She has this, and this, or they have that many degrees, or this many years of experience, and I'm brand new. And at the end of the day, the thing to remember is no one can do what you do the way that you do it. So you must be yourself. Don't worry about what that other person looks like. Don't worry if you feel like your situation looks like, you know, I'm just starting compared to this person, or I don't have all the equipment, I don't have all the money, I don't have all the knowledge. Whatever it is, in whatever your situation is, know that your personal power is found in being yourself. Trying to be someone else increases their power. You know what I mean? Because you're driving your energy into their thing. Your thing is yours. You know what that is. Again, don't worry about what it looks like on the outside to other people. It's okay if it looks weird. As long as you are expressing yourself creatively and you're allowing your bold, you're unleashing your adventurous side, you remember your desires are within reach. Oops, messed the whole thing up. Okay, your desires are within reach. Have faith as everything is working out in your favor. We just have to remember, and I'm going to get me out of the way again. We just have to remember to do what it is that we're supposed to do, which is what, guys? Be ourselves. Express ourselves creatively. This is what I get when I move the cards too much. Express ourselves creatively. Unleash our wild sides. Allow yourself to go on the journey. I think there are still some people who are like, oh my goodness, if I go on this journey, what am I going to find? What's going to turn up? How am I ever going to handle? And at the end of the day, you're being told, just trust your divinely guided intuition and just express who you are. You are. In doing so, your desire, remember, your desire is within reach. Everything is working out to your favor. And finally, unconditional love. Just remain in a place of love. If does it line up with your heart? Or do you find yourself judging? Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. Again, because so many times in the last few weeks, we've been told repeatedly, things are working out. Ignore the illusion and see the underlying order, the divine order. Don't worry about what you see. Everything is working out. So again, guys, I think the biggest thing here is we are being prepared to go on the next phase of our journey. We are being prepared to get ready for this next cycle. We're getting ready to be prepared, to really start seeing all of our thoughts and intentions come into our physical world, into really manifesting our dreams and our desires. Some things are going to be in big form, some things are going to be in small form. And again, I think the reason why it's so important to not judge the outward appearance and to remain in a place of unconditional love is because, again, sometimes when we're caught in the aspect of things have to work out like this, and if it doesn't go this way, then it's not right. We want to be flexible to how the universe gives it to us or brings it to us. Because if we're not looking at it in unconditional love, if we're looking at it in a judgmental mindset, in the fact that it didn't come in the right bow, so this can't possibly be the gift because the wrapping paper was totally off, then we miss an opportunity. But when we remain in a place, in a heartfelt place, a heart-centered place, a place of love, then again, we start to realize, and I talked about this in my personal video yesterday, in a place where we used to see nothing but brick walls, now that we're putting on that abundance glasses, the love, the joy glasses, now we're like, holy cow, I thought it was a brick wall, but that's actually a wide open door. And really it's an archway. It doesn't even have a door. I just need to walk through it. Right? So when we remain in a place of unconditional love towards ourselves, loving ourselves, whether that means something, things from our past, loving ourselves no matter what situation we're in, whatever it looks like. Maybe, we want to present ourselves a certain way. I want to look like the promising businesswoman, who can deliver. But at the end of the day, if you are a jeans and t-shirt person, you can still do business, but be authentic to yourself. One of the things that I've had to learn in my personal life, and especially not in my personal life, but in my business life, is that I spent many years trying to emulate what the big guys did. And it never felt right. And then when I did get it, whatever it is that I wanted, I didn't like it. And what I've come to realize is because I was trying to fit a mold that wasn't my own. So really, when the people always say, oh, God must have broke the mold when he made you. He broke the mold when he made all of us. We each are individual molds. And no one can do what you do the way that you do it on this earth. And there are people who need you. And we're reminded again, as we be ourselves, as we let our light shine, not only do we attract the people to us who we're meant to help, who we're meant to serve, but we also attract the people who are meant to help and serve us, right? It's a win-win all the way around. And as we rise, we bring up those around us. And they rise, they bring up those around them, and we continue to elevate all together. This is not a selfish act. Sorry. I want to switch screens here. This is not a selfish act. If whatever your heart, whatever your dream is, there's a reason why it's been on you. There's a reason why you enjoy it, even if it seems weird. Even if it isn't about going out and teaching. Maybe you enjoy painting. Maybe you enjoy creating beats in the studio. Those are all huge things that are very impactful within this world. So many things in this world, they call my generation the MTV generation, because MTV figured out that they could throw a bajillion things at us in a matter of seconds and we can retain it all. Even without completely seeing every full image, for 5 or 6 seconds, they can, and we're like, oh yeah, we got the idea, we got the concept. So Whether it's, you know, doing something like art, visual aids, that impacts people in a major way. It's important that we have things within our homes, pieces of art, you know, pottery, whatever, plants that reflect what we want within, right? So if someone's creating beautiful art, you're bringing beauty within that person's heart, within their lives, within their world, within their realm. The intentions that you're putting into your art, the intentions that you're putting into the clothing that you're creating. I say that because I have a new t-shirt today. The intentions that you're putting into the food that you're cooking are feeding other people, not just in the physical realm, but it's feeding and nourishing their souls and their spirits and their minds. If you're creating beats, you're creating music. Those are things that literally, music takes people places. That's why when you're getting comfy with your lover, you might set the mood. What do? You lower the lights, visual. You know, you might light some candles, visual. You might turn on a little music, right? Feeling. These are all, no matter what it is, it doesn't, when I say this, I don't want somebody to think, you know, I have to go and I have to teach a class. And no, whatever your calling is in the world, you're being called to just be yourself. Just be. Just being you is really the essence of it all. Just being and allowing yourself to express yourself creatively. Just being in that creative space, allowing yourself to be without judging yourself, without judging how others are seeing you, and without judging the people who are seeing you or not seeing you. Don't judge it, just let it be. Be who you are. Love yourself unconditionally. Love them unconditionally. Love the situation unconditionally, because in doing so, you already know. You already know that your desires are within reach. You already know that being yourself is the basis for your own personal power. It is the basis for your own personal power. So be free, be bold. Let your light shine. And again, I think one of the big reasons we're being given this message now is I think this is a continuation, like part 2 of some of our shadow healing, right? But number 2, I think a part of this is in preparation for things that are to come. So meaning, how can we ask for fame and fortune if we're, you know, scared to get in front of the camera and spend money? Does that make sense? Again, we are operating from the standpoint of I am. Fill in your own blank. I am goddess life. I am abundance. I am prosperity. I am peace of mind. Whatever your I am is, now is the time to be walking in it. Because again, here's the thing. A, we increase our personal power in doing so. But B, when everything comes our way, we need to make sure we're prepared for it. Right? We need to know exactly what to do with it, how to handle it. We don't want to come into a bunch of power and then all of a sudden be like, all of a sudden the world's looking at me and I don't know what to do. We're being guided now. Be bold now. Be yourself now. Let your light shine now. Now, they could have just shown any little unicorn. They showed a unicorn in particular, because a unicorn is nothing else as a unicorn, right? A unicorn is a unicorn. It's magical. It's special. But it's also letting its light shine. And look how bold she looks. She's not holding on like, where are you taking me? She's like, charge! And look at her hand right here. Oh my gosh, I've never noticed that before. Her hand is wide open, like I welcome. She is welcoming. And the unicorn, really, he's in like a play position. This is the beautiful part about being yourself. And when you start to move and to walk into your divine purpose and your divine light, you know, playing and work becomes synonymous. You know, the two are not mutually exclusive. There are many days where I'm doing stuff and I'm actually checking things off my to-do list, but I'll literally walk out of my office like, babe, I'm so excited. Guess what I just did? because it's like playing, but I'm actually working. I want everyone to have that experience in life. I genuinely do. So again, we're being guided and directed to be yourself. Be yourself. Let your light shine. It is the basis for your personal power. So for anyone who is feeling unempowered, you gotta just be you. Maybe you're feeling unempowered because you're trying to fit a mold that isn't you. You're trying to be someone else. Now, I want you to take that with a grain of salt. Having said that, I understand as a businesswoman, as a self-employed, small businesswoman, that I don't necessarily have tens of thousands of dollars at my disposal at this point in time to go spend on, let's say, testing ads. So it is a smart business choice for me to see what types of things work for the big guys and then to go from there, right? Because they have the money to spend that. So I want you to take that with a grain of salt, but on the flip side of the coin, I may use some of their marketing techniques, but I'm going to be me while doing it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right, y'all. So I want to be sensitive of the energy today. Yesterday I just went totally sideways. It occurs to me, I don't think we socialed this morning, did we? All my bottles are full. So poo-poo on me. I'm so sorry about that, y'all. Let's social it up. Let's do a big social real quick, because I was just sitting here like, why am I... Let's social it up really fast. Hit like when you're done. Oh my God, that felt amazing. So you guys, I'm really excited. I put the word out there the other day, and I'm so serious about this. I really want to do a retreat March of next year in Puerto Rico. Excuse me. So that's about 8 months out. I'm going down in September, and we're going to be touring the island, and I'm going to be looking for specific places for a great retreat. So again, I'm just putting that vibration out into the universe. And I would love your feedback on that as well, because that's something, if it's something you think you might be interested in, what I would love to do ultimately is, I'd love to do two things in particular. I'd love to make this not only a retreat, but like a vacation. So if you wanted to bring your family, that there would be, time where we would be doing maybe a session or two, but then you would have time to do family stuff as well. In an ideal world, if that is what some of you are looking to do. Otherwise, if it's something where you're like, no, I want an all-girls retreat, then so be it. The other thing, and the reason I mention that is because I want to start planning in advance. If there's going to be babies around, then let's make sure that we've got someone and something to do, someone to watch babies while we're in our sessions, and something constructive for them to do. And so, and also, I was also thinking in terms of spouses, boyfriends, significant others, what have you. If there are guys coming, that I want to make sure that we have stuff lined up for them while we're doing our stuff as well. So I want to be informational and educational, but I also want you to feel like, hey, guess what I did? Actually, this was vacation and a double whammy, right? So definitely let me know what some of your thoughts are on that. I'm still working on, so this is the third one I've done, and on this one we've cut out more of the gray and what have you. So I like it a lot. However, what I'm noticing is we're talking about potentially switching types of ink, types of material, because it's cracking, and I don't like that. So I really, really appreciate all the love and feedback that y'all have been giving me on the tanks. It is my fervent hope to have that nailed down in the next month or so, because I want more stuff for me. And really what got this going was I was tired of wearing things that didn't represent me. And in the sense that I am goddess life, like I walk my highest purpose. And what I love about it is these are the types of shirts that give people permission to ask us, what does that mean? And it's an opportunity for us to let our lights shine. Does that make sense? So I am goddess life. What does that mean? Well, actually the situation is, I do this and I set clear intentions, and really I walk my highest goddess life, which means being me. And then you can tell them about whatever it is that you do. Or it gives you an opportunity just to do your 1 minute elevator pitch, whatever you want to say, you know, but it's an opportunity, period. And what I love about that is the more we do these things, we give other people permission to start thinking outside of the box. Like, hold on, maybe there's a world outside of this box that I could actually, you know, walk my highest goddess life, you know? So anyway, I love you lots, guys. I got to social one more time because I'm so thirsty. And I even chugged right before we got started. I love you lots. Theme for today: be bold, express yourself creatively, be yourself, don't judge yourself, others, the situation. Know that everything is working to your highest good. Your dreams are within your reach. Being yourself increases your personal power. Do not be afraid. Be bold on this journey. Be bold while you're traveling. Be bold in your journey. Understand that you've seen the mountaintop. You know what the end picture looks like. But you're like, oh my God, how do I get there? Don't worry about it. You're being guided. You're the steampunk priestess. You've got that lens that focuses on your third eye, your intuition, your divinely guided intuition is taking you. Just trust it. Be bold. All right, guys. So one of the things I want to see you do, tag me in it if you get an opportunity. Make a bold statement on Facebook today, declaring who you are. Right? Now, here's kind of the cool thing about that. And this is something that I came into some clear understanding on literally on Monday. In doing those things, not only are we pouring our energy into it, right? Mind, body, and spirit. But now when we make these bold statements and these I am statements in public, we now have other people visualizing and seeing us in those positions. They're putting their energy into it as well. This is why it's so important to be careful about what we're posting, right? Sometimes we may be in a mood and we're like, F the world, FML, you know, on Facebook. And it was only a mood for that moment. But 3 days from now, somebody's going to see that and they're going to be like, oh, poor Nicole, whoa, whoa, whoa. And they're going to send all that sad energy towards you. You know, and I'm sorry, Nicole, I only say you because I see you here. Not because I've ever seen you do that. Let me be clear. I only say that because I see you here. So we don't want that. We want people, you know, hey, Nicole's been talking about X, Y, and Z. Oh man, she's been posting about it. Okay, she really is super mom. I am super mom. Guys, look at this. She just took 7 kids to the pool. By the way, that's some super mom shit for real. When I saw that, I was like, ooh, bless her, Lord. Just bless her. Hopefully they were all worn out when she got home. But my whole point is when we're claiming things and then people are seeing us do those things that support what we're claiming, they are now encouraged to not only do it for themselves, but they're now seeing and visualizing you doing those things as well, which now is lending energy towards bringing about what it is that you're trying to create. Okay? Just a little tidbit in there. Love you so much. Have an amazing day. Hey, look, we kept it under an hour. I'm impressed. Hope you enjoyed today's reading. And again, what I'm really feeling is this is going to be our central message. We're really preparing for this next new moon. Okay? And that's what I have for today. I love you so much. I hope you have an incredible Wednesday. You know the deal. Don't forget to get your hump on. I'll talk to you soon, you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.